Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So welcome everybody for the daily answer writing class in MPPSCADDA, right? So our today's class is focused on again the 2 markers and the 7 markers which we have brought today. Some of the questions are from paper 4, some are from paper 1. Questions are directly from the probable sections of the MPPSC. So we will see one by one. And before starting, I must reiterate that yesterday we have given you one question regarding how the Magadhan kingdom transformed from a Mahajanpada to an empire. Right? So I hope you all have done that. Answer आप लोग ने लिखा होगा. We have received the answers for that, and we are very happy that the students are attempting the questions and sending us on daily basis. So if for a 10 marker, we were really happy that you have written that, and some of the students have written really well. Although some improvements, scope for the improvement was there, so we have pointed it out, right? So all the students who are now watching from today can again, I will give you a question today. They you all can start writing from today onwards. Okay. So let's welcome to the today's session and let's see what kind of questions we are going to deal with in the today's class. So first question is related to the acquisition. So first question, if I'm talking about, is related to the acquisition, right? So acquisition is related to the financial terms or the corporate transactions. So let's see what we can write. Acquisition is a corporate transaction where one company purchases a portion of the another company's assets, right? So sometimes all the assets are purchased, sometimes some of the assets are purchased of another company. And this corporate transaction is basically termed as the acquisition process. We have heard this term very frequently in the news. So you all know the term acquisition. Suppose a big company, suppose Walmart acquired the Flipkart assets, right? So now share wise, if we are talking that Walmart is the owner of the Flipkart, although they have not changed the brand name, but still the acquisition occurred. So what happens in acquisition is they are made in order to take control. They are made in order to take control of the target company's strengths. Target companies' strengths and capture the synergies and capture their synergies, right? So this is very, very important, right? So we need to understand that while the acquisition occur, the company's strengths as well as synergies are also being captured. Sometimes the staff is also resumed in the same company, right? And then they are run for more profitability and better finances, better profitability and better value proposition and dividend for the shareholders. So this is what happens in any of the company, and if they are not profitable, the shareholders are not happy, then the acquisition or the kind of corporate transaction occurs in financial or business world. Next question is Chatwari Arya Satyani. Next question is Chatwari Arya Satyani. देखिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, बहुत कॉमन वर्ड है, and four noble truths, but yes, people don't understand that, right? So we need to understand that Chatwari yani 4 means from since the initial times, and Satyani are noble truths. So 4 eternal truths or 4 noble truths. So Chatwari Arya Satyani इस तरह के क्वेश्चन आपके एग्जाम में दिखते हैं. So 4 noble truths, right? We all know that. So first we will write 4 noble truths is called as Chatwari Arya Satyani, given by whom? Given by Gautam Buddha. And what are they? If you write all the 4 Chatwari Arya Satyani, then you will get more marks. Number 1 is Dukh. So very important point to understand that you need to write the exact words mentioned by the Buddha. because most of the students will do that. There is a sorrow, then there is a cause of sorrow, then there is a cessation of that sorrow, then the path for the cessation of that sorrow. But I will suggest you to write the exact words as mentioned by the Buddha because the question is not asking four noble truths. Question is asking in the Sanskrit word Chatvari Arya Satyani, and it is also basically initially it was written in the Pali language as Chattari Arya Sattani. Okay. So this is the Pali language word, then Sanskrit translation is given to you. So I prefer you to write the exact Sanskrit text or the Pali text mentioned by the Buddha, and which is number one, Dukh means in the first step, Buddha acknowledges that there is a sorrow or Dukh in this world. Number two is Dukh Samudaya, means there is a cause of this sorrow, that is the desire which he said. Third is Dukh Nirodh. Dukh Nirodh means there this sorrow can be stopped, means there is a cessation of this sorrow, it can be stopped, there is a solution to it. And the last point is Dukh Nirodh Gami Patipad, means दुख के निरोध के लिए जो रास्ता है, there is a path to it, right? There is a path to it, means there is a path to the cessation, जिसको हम बोलते हैं अष्टांगिक मार्ग. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. यहाँ पे जो फोर्थ स्टेप है यही अष्टांगिक मार्ग है, right? So I have typed that also. Ashtangik mark is the fourth step. Chali. So this is a very basic question, but it is asked in such a way that most of the students will get confused, and that will be really really harmful for the students. So you need to understand these kind of questions. These are really scoring questions. You can't leave this after reading it once. Okay. Chale. Next question is Maha Abhinishkraman. So if you will see that both the questions are related to the Buddha. Maha Abhinishkraman, you all know that it is the great departure when the Buddha left his palace and his family behind, his wife and his son Rahul and wife Yashodhara. So this step or this stage in the life of the Buddha is called as the great departure or the Maha Abhinishkraman. So let's see. Understanding is one thing, writing is another. So let's see what we will write in concise format. It signifies great departure or the renunciation. So I will ask you to write both the words. That is very, very important. Great departure because he departed from the palace, as well as the renunciation, as well as the renunciation. So renunciation is also very, very important. Right? Chale. रिनाउंसिएशन. अब रिनाउंसिएशन किसका हुआ था? गौतम बुद्ध का हुआ था. So now when he left the palace and his family behind for the enlightenment, this step is called Mahabhinishkraman. So two facts we have delivered here. One is the meaning and another is that he left the palace and the family behind for what? Mahabhinishkraman का purpose क्या था? So purpose was the enlightenment, and the last point is what was its symbol. So as you all know that there are symbols associated with different stages, as with the birth, then Mahabhinishkraman, then Nirvana, then first sermon, right? And the last stage is Mahaparinirvan at Kushinagar. That is the symbol is stupa. The horse, because while sitting on the horse, the name of the horse was Kantak and his charioteer was Channa. So with the help of Channa and three other people, they all carried the horse on their shoulders, and Buddha was sitting on that horse, and that's how he left the palace, and that is called as the great departure of Mahabhinishkraman. So this is very very important question. Again, it looks very simple, but it is very tough to answer these kind of questions in the limited words. So never underestimate any kind of question in mains examination. Next point, the question comes from the science, that is villi. Okay, so villi is related to basically the science or the digestive system or the small intestine, and the villis are the small projections, as you have learned in the school time or while preparing for the exam, that they help in absorbing the nutrients from the food and then transferring it into the blood stream. So what we can write in the limited words, let's see. So I am already underlining, already highlighting all the facts, as you can see. So you can learn basically how to approach the answer writing. I hope these sessions are very valuable and help you in learning. And if you feel like that, so please comment in my video whenever you watch it, whether you watch it as a live session or as a recorded session afterwards in the YouTube. But I'm really happy to see the response of the students. Every day students are getting connected to us, right? So villi, let's answer that. Villis are finger like projections, and they are made up of cells that line the entire length. Where are these lining located? In the small intestine. Very important. Examiner will look for this word. First word, they are made up of cells, finger like projection. Second word, they are located, any location in the small intestine. And third point, what is its function? It absorbs nutrients from the food and then pass them into your bloodstream. And when it is passed into your bloodstream, it will basically be transferred, or that is called as, the exact word is the shuttling, means picking up from one point and delivering at another. So then shuttling at the required place. So important point क्या है, जैसे बॉडी के किसी भी सेक्शन को जब ब्लड की रिक्वायरमेंट, ब्लड फ्लो की रिक्वायरमेंट ज्यादा होती है, जैसे आप रनिंग करते हैं तो ब्लड फ्लो इंक्रीज हो जाता है, राइट? सो विली ऑल्सो हेल्प्स दैट न्यूट्रिएंट्स इन द ब्लड फ्लो, तो फाइनली ब्लड स्ट्रीम में जाके न्यूट्रिएंट्स अपनी लोकेशन पे पहुंच जाते हैं. Next important question is, let's see, chaityas related to the Buddhism, right? So chaityas are, you all know, they are the prayer halls in located in the caves also. In most of the caves, as you can see from the Mahajanpada period or the Gupta period or the Mauryan period or the Vardhan or Harsha period, you all know that there are many Buddhist caves or Jain caves located in India. And in those caves there are only two structures which are prominent. कौन से दो स्ट्रक्चर हैं जो prominent होते हैं? कोई आंसर कर रहा है क्या आपका, आप में से? चैत्याज एंड विहाराज, ये किसके पार्ट होते हैं? ये मोनेस्ट्रीज के पार्ट होते हैं. और मोनेस्ट्रीज कहाँ होती थी? हिल्स में होती थी, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द केव. सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट टू अंडरस्टैंड. So viharas क्या होते थे? Viharas were the places where monks used to live, and chaityas were the places where monks used to pray. So chaityas, how will we write it? Let's see in the limited words. Chaityas is a prayer hall. Chaitya is a prayer hall in Buddhism, right? So you mentioned that the religion is Buddhism. Prayer hall is the structure where a space with a stupa, as you have seen in the picture. कभी आपने image देखी हो? Because answer writing में आपको image डालने का scope नहीं मिलेगा because of the limited space. So that's why I'm not using it. But yes, आप समझ सकते हैं. If you can see that image in the internet, आप देख लेना. एक कॉरिडोर होता है जिसका टॉप जो है वो डोम लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, सर्कुलर, ऐसे सेमी सर्कुलर. एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द चैत्या देयर इज अ स्मॉल स्तूपा लाइक स्ट्रक्चर located, and in this hall they do all the prayers, right? So we have just written down the same thing, that where a space with a stupa is constructed with a high roof is very high and circular like this with a rounded profile. So very clearly demonstrated here कि how does it look basically. चलिए, सो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, यहाँ पे वर्शिप कौन करता है? मॉन्क्स वर्शिप करते हैं, तो ये भी पॉइंट आप इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं. दिस इज अगेन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So now we have finished the 2 markers coming in the exam. Acquisition, फिर से मैं रिवाइज कर रहा हूं आपके लिए. चतवारी आर्य सत्यानी, महाअभिनिष्क्रमण, विली एंड चैत्यास. Right? So take these questions very seriously, and whenever you watch this video, I will ask you and I will request you to note down the answers in your copy in the limited space and see what is the size of your font, how many words you can fill in a single line, do you need to cut more words. So try to do that with the lecture, right? I will be very happy to know that you guys are practicing with me, right? चलें, next question पे आते हैं हम 7 marker में. Next question is a 7 marker question, right? चलिए, so 7 marker question देखते हैं हम. What does it say? It वित्तीय नियोजन को परिभाषित कीजिए तथा इसके उद्देश्य को भी बताइए. Define financial planning and also states its objective. So this is very very important question. Let's see. डिफाइन फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग एंड ऑल्सो स्टेट इट्स ऑब्जेक्टिव. सो फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग को कल हमने फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट को रिफर किया था, आज हम फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग को रिफर करते हैं. लेट्स सी. देखिए, फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, यहाँ पे आई हैव स्किप्ड दिस वर्ड प्लानिंग, सो प्लीज आप लोग ऐड कर लीजिएगा. आई एम जस्ट एंटरिंग इट हियर. फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, टाइपिंग एरर है, कोई बात नहीं, आगे बढ़ते हैं. फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग refers to the process of estimating a firm's financial requirements. ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है, ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है. देखिए, financial requirements को estimate करना and determine the pattern of financing in any business enterprise. So I've underlined it. This is the key word while we define the financial planning. So financial planning refers to the process of estimating a firm's financial requirements and determining the pattern of financing in any business enterprise. So that's how you will start, because the question asks with the definition also. So you need to start with the definition. Next point, it includes determining the determining the objectives, the policies, procedures and programs to deal with financial objectives, right? So this is very, very important point to understand, right? सो यहाँ पे बेसिकली क्या डिटरमाइन किया जा रहा है, यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, पॉलिसीज, प्रोसीजर्स एंड प्रोग्राम्स को डिटरमाइन किया जा रहा है, किस लिए? टू डील विद द फाइनेंशियल एक्टिविटी. सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. चलिए, मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या है फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग के, ये हमको देखना होगा. मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग आर, नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन यही है, जिस देखते हैं इसको हम कैसे आंसर कर सकते हैं. एंड आई विल आस्क यू कि ये पूरा का पूरा आंसर आप अपने नोट्स में प्लीज नोट डाउन कर लीजिएगा, बिकॉज ये क्वेश्चन बहुत मेहनत से ड्राफ्ट किया गया है विद इन द वर्ड लिमिट एंड द लिमिटेड स्पेस. सो दीज टॉपिक्स आर न्यू, so this will help you, this will definitely help you in writing question in the mains examination. And I'm telling you, the questions you are watching in our channel, then on these videos, are definitely going to come in the mains exam. Okay, so please take it seriously, because a lot of effort is behind these kind of drafting the answers and coming up with these kind of sheets and files in front of you, right? So you take benefit of these efforts of MPPSC at the team's efforts. चलिए, सो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स की मैं बात कर रहा हूं यहाँ पे, कि मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग आर, so first and foremost is to ascertain the amount of fixed capital as well as the working capital. So organization में क्या दो चीज हमको फाइंड आउट करनी है, एक तो फिक्स्ड कैपिटल की रिक्वायरमेंट और एक वर्किंग कैपिटल की रिक्वायरमेंट को हमको असर्टेन करना है. इसके बाद नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट क्या है, इसके बाद नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है टू डिटरमाइन द अमाउंट टू बी रेज थ्रू वेरियस सोर्सेज, कितना मनी रेज करना है, सो डेट डेट इक्विटी मिक्स. जैसे आपने देखा होगा ना कि बहुत सी कंपनीज जो है स्टॉक मार्केट में लिस्टेड होती हैं, मनी रेज करती हैं, डेट और इक्विटी, कितना लोन लेना है, कितना शेयर होल्डर से मार्केट से उठाना है. सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Next, to ensure that the required amount is raised on time, टाइमली रेज हो जाना चाहिए, एंड लोएस्ट पॉसिबल कॉस्ट, बेसिकली मिनिमम कॉस्टिंग पे हमें ये मनी को रेज करना है, राइट? नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, टू एंश्योर द एडिक्वेट लिक्विडिटी सो दैट देयर आर नो डिफॉल्ट्स इन पेमेंट्स, राइट? ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में इतना मनी होना चाहिए कि बेसिकली कोई पेमेंट्स, कोई बिल्स, कोई टैक्सेस पे करते टाइम हमें किसी भी तरह की कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो. एंड ऑल कंटिजेंसीज आर मेट विद डिफिकल्टी. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है टू एंश्योर ऑप्टिमल यूज ऑफ फंड सो दैट द बिजनेस इज नेवर स्टार्व्ड ऑफ फंड. तो आप फंड्स का ऐसा यूज करें कि कभी भी बिजनेस में किसी तरह का कोई भी क्राइसिस ना आए. So these are very, very important points. As I've mentioned, the 5 points here along with the definition and what it encompasses. So this is a very ideal answer which will help you fetching at least 5 marks out of 7. And the points I have underlined, you should also underline in your answer while writing in the copy. So underlining it will really fetch you good marks, right? So make it a habit. Chale. So let's move on to the last question of the day. Again, a 7-marker question and very, very important question. देखिए, when I am talking about the history, I am talking about, not talking simply about the facts, I am talking about its political, as mentioned in the syllabus, about the political, economic, and social structure of a particular period, whether it is ancient, whether it is medieval, or it is modern. So, in ancient history, whenever we study about the Buddhism or the Jainism, we generally tilt towards learning the facts. Facts related to the birth of the Buddha, name of the Buddha, family of the Buddha, the stages of the Buddha, Four Noble Truths, Chatwari Arya Satyani, or like basically three Ratnas or a Buddha Dhamma Sangha, like that. All right. So these are the important things. I understand these are very, very important for prelims examination as well as 2 markers. But when the question comes for the 7-marker question or the 10-marker question, are going to be really different. and the question will be drafted in a very different manner, like what are the causes behind the popularity of Buddhism, what are the causes behind its spread, what are the causes behind its decline, what are the causes behind its strong impact in the Indian subcontinent, what is the relevance of Buddhism in the present time. I have told you 5 different dimensions of the Buddhism, and you need to answer these questions successfully so that in the exam you can answer it very comfortably within the word limit, right? So you need to learn what kind of things are going to be asked when I am talking about a particular topic, and that's what we teach in our classes, in our daily answer writing and test series program also. So you need to be very alert while reading any kind of topic. First you need to understand what is the demand of the exam from that topic. So let's pick up this question related to the Buddhism, because drafting answers related to the Buddhism or Jainism is very tough, as this topic is again in the paper 4 related to the philosophy part, but in paper 1 this is related to the spread, polity, popularity, decline and the impact in the current society. एंड जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि डॉक्टर ऑनरेरी डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जी जो थे, उन्होंने बुद्धिज्म में माइग्रेट किया था, चेंज किया था रिलीजन को, ही माइग्रेटेड फ्रॉम हिंदुइज्म टू बुद्धिज्म, ही एक्सेप्टेड बुद्धिज्म। तो ये जो कन्वर्जन प्रोसेस हुआ था, इससे आज भी बुद्धिज्म बहुत ज्यादा रिलेवेंट है इंडिया में। इवन दो आज वर्ल्ड में बहुत ज्यादा फेमस है बुद्धिज्म, बट स्टिल इंडिया में उसका इम्पैक्ट आज भी बहुत ज्यादा है, इवन दो एज ए रिलीजन माइनॉरिटी में वो हो, right? So let's see how we will answer. So as you can see in the draft of this answer, I have noted down these 9 points which are very important. So more the number of points, more number of answers, more number of more marks you can fetch. So let's see special features. So I have put it the heading that is special features of Buddhism which led to its spread. So basically we need to highlight that only. So let's see one by one. It's simple doctrine. That is the first step or first point you need to write down, that the Buddhism or the Buddha's doctrine never talked about the soul or the Atma, and he never got indulged in any kind of philosophical debate or discussions with the Brahminical order of his time. So that is his one of the, he was an intellectual genius of that time. That's why he's understood that if I will put any kind of concept like soul and Atma in my doctrines, and people are going to again confuse us with the Hinduism, or the Hindu Brahminical saints or the Pandits will attack me. So he took a different path or the simple path. So that is the first point, that he was not trapped in philosophical doctrines. Which doctrines? Soul and the Atma. Next important point, Buddhism was liberal and democratic. For whom? For the lower varnas. So basically बहुत important point है जो आपको समझना चाहिए. In 600 BC or 6th century BC, the society was divided into 4 varnas. We all know that the top 3 varnas are respected. Even the Vaishyas are not respected. Only the 2 are the most respected ones. And fourth ones are not even called the fourth varna. They were called as the lower varnas or the Shudras. अगर आप ऋग्वैदिक पीरियड में जाएंगे तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट दोज वेयर द दस्यूज, those were the non-Aryan tribes. So they put all those people in the lower varnas, and they were used as a slave or as a house support. And also the women, condition of women was also degraded in the later Vedic period, and it continued in the Mahajanpada period also. तो अगर आप बुद्धिज्म को लिबरल एंड डेमोक्रेटिक वे में प्रेजेंट करना चाहते हैं, तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट they are liberal and democratic for whom? For the discriminated people. And who were the discriminated people? They were the lower varnas as well as the women. Next important point, his teachings or Buddha's teachings was practical in nature, means it deals with the worldly problems. Worldly problems means he started simply with that there is dukh. चतवारी आर सत्यानी में अभी आपने क्या पढ़ा? That there is a dukh. Next, second is dukh samudaya. Third is dukh nirodh, and fourth is the dukh nirodhgami patipad. That was the fourth step. So there he directly attacked the worldly problems. He said that कि देखिए आप सब दुखी हैं, तो मैं आपके लिए इसका solution लेके आया हूँ. You don't need to engage in the God or soul or the Atma concept or the Brahma concept. We will do simple things and we will keep you out of this misery of life. Next is use of the simple language. All the points are very important. आप लोग आंसर इसको ड्राफ्ट कर लीजिएगा अपनी कॉपी में, as it is नोट डाउन करिएगा. And the simple language as Pali is a mass language. He used the Pali as the mass language क्योंकि वो commoners की language थी. राइट, बिकॉज संस्कृत जो थी वो ब्राह्मणिकल ऑर्डर की लैंग्वेज थी, इसलिए जो नॉलेज था उस पर किसका राइट था, वो ब्राह्मणिकल ऑर्डर का राइट था। एंड वो किसी को लोअर वर्णास को एक्सेस ही नहीं देते थे, बिकॉज संस्कृत सीखनी पड़ेगी। जैसा आपने देखा होगा कि देर आर 4 वेदास, दे आर उप वेदास एंड दे आर वेदांगास। जब तक आप वेदांगास नहीं करेंगे, ग्रामर व्याकरण नहीं पढ़ेंगे पाणिनि का, तब तक आप संस्कृत के ग्रंथों को समझ नहीं सकते। सो दैट वाज द बैरियर जो कि बुद्धा ने ब्रेक कर दिया था। ठीक है, next important point is the personality of the Buddha, means he was kind, egoless and loving, because there are many stories, जैसा कि डाकू अंगुली माल वाली भी एक कहानी है, आप सबको पता होगी। राइट, ही वॉज वेरी इन हेट्रेड एंड इंटिमिडेट करने आए थे एंड वायलेंस करने आए थे। फाइनली बुद्धा ने इतनी कामली एंड पॉइजली रिप्लाई किया, इतना लविंगली रिप्लाई किया कि उनकी हेट्रेड जो है वो बेसिकली पर्सनैलिटी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कर देती है। तो ये उनकी पर्सनैलिटी का इम्पैक्ट भी है जो आपको आंसर में लिखना है। नेक्स्ट इज द गौतम बुद्धा ऑल्सो ऑर्गेनाइज द संघा। अब उन्होंने जो बुद्धम शरणम गच्छामि, जो बुद्धा धम्मा एंड संघा, तो संघा जो ऑर्गेनाइज किया बहुत ही सिस्टमैटिक वे में ऑर्गेनाइज किया, सो दैट देयर कुड नॉट बी बेसिकली एनी काइंड ऑफ कंफ्यूजन, एनी काइंड ऑफ बेसिकली इंटेंगलमेंट, और कोई ट्रैपिंग ना हो आगे जाके। तो चीज़ों को बहुत सिंपल वे में उन्होंने ऑर्गेनाइज किया, तो इनके संघ को भी हमें अप्रिशिएट करना होगा। नेक्स्ट, रॉयल पैट्रोनेज। जब बुद्धा ने सरमन शुरू किए तो आपको पता है कि सारनाथ में उन्होंने फर्स्ट सरमन दिया, एंड इट इज कॉल्ड एज धर्म चक्र प्रवर्तन। Right, so if I ask you where is Sarnath located, it is located near Kashi। तो कौन सा वहां पे बेसिकली महाजनपद था, काशी महाजनपद था। along with that कोसाल महाजनपद जहां से वो खुद बिलोंग करते थे, एंड कोशाम्बी महाजनपदास ने भी रॉयल पैट्रोनेज दी, किंग्स ने भी उसको एक्सेप्ट किया। और आगे जाके आफ्टर 200-300 years अशोका ऑल्सो पैट्रोनाइज्ड इट एंड स्प्रेड इट ऑल ओवर द इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट in all the directions, north, east, west, south, and also in the times of the Harsha it was spread. So this is again the royal patronage of the rulers. Next important point, the universities like Nalanda and Vikramshila, right? So these centers of education of Buddhist studies helped in attracting students from all over the India as well as the world. And Huan Sang was the student of the Nalanda student, and that's how these they were spreading in multiple countries in China, in Japan and all other countries, because उस countries के जो scholars थे, they used to come in Nalanda and learn there about the teachings of the Buddha and the practices of the Buddha, and finally they went back and spread it in their own country. And last one is the Buddhist Council conducted different part of India, जैसे कि 4 Buddhist Council we all know, that Ajatashatru, Kal Ashok, and the last one was at the time of the Kanishka. So I expect you all to revise the Buddhist councils also. So these are the 9 important points I have listed out very meticulously. I have just drafted this answer so that you remember this. So whenever the question comes in exam, what was the reason for the popularity of Buddhism, the same answer you need to write. What was the reason behind its spread, the same answer you need to write, because the question can change. And if the question comes regarding its impact in the Indian subcontinent, even though they practically disappeared from India, so again you need to write the same answers, ki why it left an indelible mark in the history of India and history of the world. Right, so the way we are talking today, we need to understand that the multiple type of questions can be answered with the same content. Right, if the little bit of drafting change just necessary, if any important point is asked first, you can write it in the initial introduction part and then continue with the same answer. So that is your intelligence which you will develop during the answer writing process if you are continuing with us. Okay, so that's for the today's session. I hope you all have understood what we have learned today. I hope आप इन सब आंसर्स को अपनी कॉपी में लिखेंगे और अपनी कॉपी बना लीजिए और कंटिन्यूसली उसमें नोट्स बनाते जाइए, बिकॉज इन डेली क्लासेस वी विल कवर सो मैनी क्वेश्चंस इन द कमिंग मंथ्स और ईयर. ठीक है, सो 2 markers, 7 markers and the 10 markers we have covered today. Acquisition Chatvari R Satyani, Mahabhinishkraman, Vili, Chaityas. I'm just revising the questions. Define planning, financial planning and also states its objectives. And the last one is, why did Buddhism spread in India and abroad? So as every day, I will just give you one more assignment for tomorrow, and that assignment is you need to write a 10 marker, write a note on human digestive system. मानव पाचन तंत्र पर टिप्पणी लिखिए. So this is very important. ये एग्जाम क्वेश्चन आपको करना है एग्जाम पर्सपेक्टिव से, आपको आंसर करना है इन 2 पेजेस, और आप हमें आंसर्स भेजें. राइट हमारा नंबर मैंने ऑलरेडी कल शेयर किया था. हु हैव ज्वाइंड अस टुडे, उनके लिए मैं फिर से ये नंबर शेयर कर दे रहा हूँ. राइट 9953733830, इस नंबर पे आप व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं और कॉल भी कर सकते हैं. व्हाट्सएप और कॉल भी कर सकते हैं. राइट एंड वी कैन कनेक्ट विद अस, सेंड योर आंसर, वी विल इवेल्युएट इट 100%, एंड वी विल प्रोवाइड द फीडबैक ऑल्सो. राइट, सो दैट्स असाइनमेंट फॉर टुमारो. कल आप आएंगे, ये आंसर लिख के लाएं. कोई इशू होता है तो आप डेफिनेटली यू कैन आस्क इन द क्लास ऑल्सो, इन द कमेंट सेक्शन ऑल्सो. Right, thank you very much. Thanks for connecting us in the today's session, and good luck to all of you, and all the best.